One more round of applause for our ROTC and Bedlam mascot. Thank you. And then just a couple quick thank yous before we get started. I'd like to thank our culinary department and our culinary students for preparing that. Rebecca Bernardo is our band director, and our music students for the music that you heard on the way in. Thank you very much. And Jeff Gooden is our TV producer. We have a student taping today. Jeff was here before. He produced videos that you'll see later, and our art and fashion design students as well. So, again, with the breakfast gives me a chance to brag a little bit about our school. So we're going to just briefly do that. We'll cut that down. Today's attendance, I will say, though, so we must be doing something right at these events, because today's attendance is by far the largest we've had. We had just a tremendous outpouring of responses, and so we appreciate that, and we appreciate the Senior Center for getting word out, and so we're pleased you're all able to join us on a day that's not raining in spring, so that's really great. I think it's coming later though, so thank you for being here once again. We have, to start with, a video we've shared in the past, our video from our morning news. Each morning at Windsor High School, the students produce a news story, and this is the one for today. We're going to fast forward it to the part most important.
Good morning, Warriors. I'm Alexis.
And I'm Serena.
Welcome to the WHSU show, Critics Lessons for Students. We have this way to bring all things happening in the WHS community. Today is an egg day and Ramadan Mubarak to our Windsor Muslim community.
It's a special day here at Windsor High School as we have many seniors visiting. Not class of 2019 students, but our incredible Windsor senior citizens. They are here for the annual Senior Citizens Breakfast, where they can see firsthand all the amazing things happening here. So if you see them in the hall, be sure to give them a warm and respectful warrior hello. And if they're serious, welcome to Windsor High. We're so happy to have you here and supporting our education.
This week is Teacher Appreciation Week. Thank you to all the teachers who worked so hard to guide us through our education. Students, be sure to show your thanks and appreciation this week. Your dedication and passion for our community is strong, and we are lucky to have them here. Thank you, teachers.
AP testing continues all week, so there will be no announcements during the day. Good luck to all students taking the test.
The Girls Lacrosse team are hosting a mental health awareness triple heater today. Readers Italian Ice will be there 20% of their profits will go directly towards the National Alliance for Mental Health. The games start at 4 p.m., so come out and support this great cause and root for our amazing warrior athletes.
The SATs will be offered at Windsor High School on Saturday, June 1st. If you're interested in taking the SAT or SAT subject test, you must register on the College Board website by logging onto your College Board account by Friday. The SAT test costs $47.50. And if you're eligible for free or reduced lunch, there will be fee waivers available. Please see your school counselor if you have any questions. Also, make sure to use Khan Academy to review for the test.
Attention fashion students, if you have Mrs. Manners fashion classes semester 1 and would like to be in the fashion show on May 29th, you must stop by and see Mrs. Manner in D104 by the end of this week.
A big congratulations to Christian and Carl for being honored at the 17th Annual Sports Cup Awards at the CIAC banquet last week. This is a great honor and another great accomplishment for Windsor High.
Seniors, the prom tickets are on sale now through May 17th in the cafeteria during all lunch breaks. Tickets are $90 and you must have completed all 20 of your community service hours to purchase one. Guest forms can be picked up in the main office, the cafeteria, and Ms. Lockhart's office.
The Windsor YSB is hiring teams entering the 9th, 10th, and 11th grades this summer to clean parks, plant gardens at Northwest Park, and plan the Windsor Community Block Party. Apply online at the Town of Windsor Human Resources. This is a 7-week paid position for hardworking students who want to get ahead, make some money, and acquire valuable jobs.
There will be a boys soccer meeting on Wednesday, May 15th at 2:30 in room D216. We will be discussing summer leagues, off-season workouts, and goals for next year. Please see Coach Cunha if you could not attend or would like more information.
There will be a meeting for all girls interested in playing fall soccer today in C203 at 2:30 p.m. Anyone who cannot make it can contact Ms. Madonis or Ms. Hanson.
Action Club needs your help with the Kindness Rocks project. Kindness Rocks are stones painted with uplifting messages. These stones will be assembled into a garden, blossoming positivity in our school's front courtyard. Meet in the main lobby on today after school to create inspirational rocks of your own.
Windsor High School College will meet today after school in D101.
If you received a yearbook application for next year's yearbook class, today is the deadline to return the completed packet. Please drop off completed packets to Ms. Hunter in B111 before the end of the day.
Juniors, the time has arrived. The SWEAT application is now available to be completed online at the WPS and WHS websites. The application will be available for completion from May 3rd to the 17th. There are only 35 seats available per workshop, so hurry up and reserve your spot. Application letters will be sent out the week of June 3rd through 7th to confirm your enrollment. If you have more questions, please see Ms. Will in D210 or B208.
And now for the quote of the day.
Wrinkles when you laughed, gray hair means you cared, and scars when you lived.
That's all for today. Thanks for checking out our show. We are respectful, we are responsible, we are proud, we are warriors.
that's how we start every day here at Windsor High School. It really gives our students some real interactive way to engage with the news, and we make sure that our students are aware of everything going on. As you saw, there's quite a bit happening here at Windsor High School. As our district as a whole, we serve over 4,000 students. We have 6 schools. Oliver Ellsworth, which is pre-K through 2, Aquanic School, which is pre-K through 2. Very proud, both of our schools that have pre-K in it were recently accredited preschool programs. So we've done a lot of work in that area, and we've received the highest accreditation that you can receive as a school offering preschool. JFK and Clover Street are 3 through 5, and then as well Sage Park is 6 through 8, and Windsor High School is 9 through 12. I know, in talking to some of you coming in today, there's quite a few people who attended Windsor High School. Can we show hands? How many people attended Windsor High School? That's great. That's great. How many people had students who attended here? That's great. Yeah. Good. So I bet you the price of the prom went up since then. So just a brief acknowledgement of what we offer in our elementary schools. We work hard to support low class sizes throughout. The Board of Education is very supportive of ensuring that we have low class sizes to make sure our teachers are engaging with students and their families for their success. We have supports for students who are behind in math and reading at any point during the school year. We do support mental health throughout our district with social workers and psychologists in each and every building. We're rare in that venue that we have that. JFK was named a School of Distinction a year ago for their work with their students, and especially special education students. We are the only school district in the state that we're aware of that offers first grade strings, and so our students start with string instruments in first grade. It's quite a thing to see them getting off the bus with a pretty decent sized instrument. So, and they do a great job of remembering it. They really work hard on that. We've recently updated our curriculum throughout, and we have lots of technology in our buildings. Sage Park School has done a lot of work on student leadership, and that's a constant push for them. They also have received new curriculum, specifically in math. A lot of middle schools recently, due to cost and time, have not continued their accreditation. Every high school in the state works hard to get an accreditation through New England schools and colleges, but the middle schools are not necessarily required, but our middle school has continued that process and recently went through an accreditation process and is going to get that accreditation renewed. So we're really proud that we're one of about 25% of the middle schools that offer have that accreditation. And then we've worked hard as well to make sure our students participate in after-school activities. As you know, students in their early teens, preteen, need those activities. They need to be involved. They need to be busy. They're more productive when they're busy. And so we've worked really hard to ensure that all students are doing something after school, whether it's through us or through the community. The board last year added assistant coaches at the middle school level. So whereas some districts have gone to pay for play, where students and families have to pay to participate in sports, we've actually gone a little bit the other way, where we've offered assistant coaches. So the softball team can now take additional players because we have additional staff to work with those students. Windsor High School, we mentioned, you saw that we have the SAT coming up here. We work on the SAT throughout the year because that is our major measure. That's the assessment that Windsor High School is judged on. We have over 200 course offerings. In the past, our course offering booklet has received awards from the Connecticut Association of Boards of Education because of the unbelievable courses. You see art, you see fashion design, we have automotives. We just have a tremendous offering, early childhood courses. We offer over 20 advanced placement courses. So that's more than Northwest Catholic, East Catholic, Loomis. We offer just a tremendous opportunities for our students, and it's open enrollment. So students in any area, not dependent on the course grades they received before or their SAT scores, are able to take advanced placement. And that's been really a drive for our district, because we want as many students as possible to experience that college level course and that college level test at the end of that course. You know about our award-winning music and art departments. We've recently started a collaboration with Goodwin College because we have recognized that our students want more manufacturing opportunities in Connecticut. There is a tremendous openings in manufacturing. You know, as I talk to people in town over the years, they talk about wanting to make sure their children have opportunities to stay in the local area, to stay in Connecticut if they can. I know that's very important to you all and to our community. Windsor as a town, not to take Mr. Souza's thunder, but Windsor as a town has 3,500 manufacturing jobs in Windsor. And so we know if we can help produce the next round of manufacturing students, that's very important. So next year, students at Windsor High School will be able to earn Goodwin College credit by taking our manufacturing courses because we've done the work to show them that our courses here are just as rigorous as their courses on the college campus. And our students receive many activities and awards. We saw that our Air Force ROTC, that program is about 5 years old, and we've had just tremendous experience with that program. One of the main missions of our school district is connecting with families, engaging on ensuring that we have involved families and that leads to academic success. We have an Office of Family Community Partnership. I spoke about this in the past, but we have also really redesigned our central office to have it be a welcome center rather than just a registration office. So in the past, a new family to Windsor would come in and they would go to registration and they'd be told all the paperwork they had to provide, and they'd come back, they'd give the paperwork, we'd sign off on it, and then allow them to start school. And that was pretty much where the conversation ended with registration, and then they would be greeted at the school building. We've worked really hard to make that a welcome center so families actually can start online or they can come in and start that process. But when they're in our office, they're being connected with services, with recreation. So if a family's new and they're moving in the summer, they don't know what to do, we connect them with the town services and recreation so they know they can get their child involved in summer baseball or basketball camps or things like that. If there's some services they need, we're making that connection. And so it's really an all-encompassing welcome center, not just registration. Very proud, we're one of the very few districts. About 85% of districts in Connecticut have declining enrollment. We have increasing enrollment. And for the most part, that's been spread out amongst our schools, although last year at Pequannock, we had 30 additional kindergarten students than we predicted. And we have demographers predict that information. Each and every year we have experts in the field. And so families are coming into Windsor and they're sending their young ones off, and we're seeing an increase in enrollment, which we're really proud of. Today, we use October 1 as the benchmark, but today we have over 3,300 students that attend school in Windsor. Our graduation rate has remained strong, and we have already met, for the most part, the new graduation requirement that we expect to come into law for next year's freshmen. We already have 25 credits to graduate Windsor High School, and 92.3% of students have been graduating within 4 years of that time frame. Some students take a little bit longer. Some students may be involved in special education and need a little bit extra time to graduate. Each and every year we have an impressive list of colleges. This is from last year's class that students are going off to. We had students, Mr. Sundu may speak to this, we have students who've turned down Ivy Leagues because they've gotten full rides at UConn, or they turned down Ivy Leagues because they want to participate in track at a track school, and so it's really impressive. That's available online. I just want to take a few minutes today because we would like your help if you have the opportunity to do so. Our next level of work as a district will be developing a profile of a graduate, what we want to see our students as they are prepared with us over the pre-K through 12 time frame, what we want to see in them. Basically the qualities and abilities and skills we want to see them graduate with. And so we look at how schools have changed and how jobs have changed. And so when I went to school, the most important thing was math, science, English, and social studies. And content knowledge remains very important to us, so I don't want to undersell that. We hire teachers that have strong content knowledge, we have teachers that have strong content knowledge, but that's not the main thing because of the wealth of information available to students. So Content mastery is very important, but as you know, communication, oral and written communication skills are very important. Collaboration, people in the workforce work in groups more than ever, so that's very important for us. 21st century skills is really what we're looking at building, and we look at building that throughout. It's not just a Windsor High School project, it's a Windsor Public Schools project. We have a video from our two new students that will share a little bit more about that process.
Hi, my name is Alexis.
And I'm Serena. And we're students at Windsor High School. Go Warriors!
We'd like to invite you to participate in this thought exchange. The contributions you make will help us answer the question, what are the most important skills and attributes Windsor students need to develop in order to ensure success in learning, life, and work beyond school?
With your input, the school system will create a portrait of a graduate that will reflect the shared vision of the community. The results of this process will guide rigorous academic content, intentionally fostering critical thinking, collaboration, creativity, and other 21st century skills we young people need to thrive in this complex and rapidly changing world.
By participating, you will be part of an open yet confidential conversation between staff, students, parents, local businesses, industry leaders, and community members. You will directly help us shape the learning environment of our future.
In the next few screens, you'll have the chance to share your ideas about what skills every Windsor graduate should possess to lead them on the path to success after they graduate.
We need you and your thoughts to help us unlock the potential genius in every child from pre-K through high school.
I want to make a difference in the world.
We want to be the change we want to see.
I want to make a difference.
Want to be the change I want to see. Help us reach our full potential.
At your tables is a piece of paper. It's labeled Thought Exchange. It has a website on there. You can go on that when you get home and provide us information. You can also go to the Windsor Public Schools website and access the survey there. It will just bring you through a series of questions to answer and input to provide. So thank you for any support you can give us. An example of that work already in progress is that next year we anticipate having financial literacy, financial planning be part of the requirement to graduate from Windsor High School. We've heard loud and clear from our community, from our students, from our families that that's an important piece of their work. Okay, so we've given you some contact information. Our website is always available to do that. I think I ran a little bit over my time, so I'm going to get us to the next person who does not need much of an introduction. I recognize that you all recognized him on the way in. I'm going to call the mayor up today, and so I will say our relationship with the town council, or the Board of Education and board staff, I'm the envy of a lot of my colleagues when I talk to them about my relationship with our mayor, with our town council, and so we're very proud of the support and thankful of the support that the town and the mayor gives us. Anytime we need the mayor, we give him a call and he shows up. He's here in a run. So Don Trinks. Really?
If you're next, we gotta move it. Good morning. Welcome to Windsor High School. I know some of you were here maybe a couple years ago. Some of us were here many years ago. Although being in the library as much as I was when I went to school here, Okay, I was never. But just real quick, first observation I make, and often we hear the greatest generation, of which most of which are in this room right now, except Mr. Horan, who is way too young to be here. National anthem. Watch this generation react to the national anthem. When the people heard in the room, except for people singing along with that. Hold on to that, spread that, because we need to continue that kind of respect and admiration for our country. Really? Embrace it. Just embrace the fact you can't hear me. That's a luxury at council meetings. So I just wanted to say thank you on behalf of the town, not only for coming out, and I know you guys go out and you spread the good word about the high school very often at this time of year. Budget season, Tuesday, all polls are open from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Cheesy plug. But people always say, oh, the school's not the same as it was when I went. And I would agree with that, but say it's better. I mean, look at all of the opportunities that our students have with all of these additional programs. I mean, back in the day, we had typing class, which, by the way, I didn't do very well, auto shop, wood shop, metal. And that was really about it. I mean, all of the different opportunities, and because of those opportunities, we're unleashing potential from people that otherwise would have gone unnoticed. I mean, we all know about our great successes in track, baseball, football, and a nice little plug for all of you that watch Channel 3, a gospel choir. A gospel choir. Let me tell you, they're second to nobody. So, yeah, I was thrilled when we were setting up that whole thing with Channel 3, and Carousel said, tell me something that makes Windsor different from every other town. I said, well, we don't have enough time for that. But I said, we've got a gospel choir that is just beyond belief. And she said, a gospel choir? I said, yeah, we're going to try to set it up, which they did. And she actually, at one point, we were going from outside because we were watching the rain, heading in, and she stopped me and she said, you weren't kidding about that. High praise. And a lot of good publicity for the town. So, thank you all. Spread the good word. Let everybody know, all your friends and neighbors know that the education system in Windsor is amazing, and we produce some of the most amazing students in such a diverse area, and in stuff that I never even thought about when I was here. Part-time student at best. But, listen, somebody had to graduate 184th. Unfortunately, the last two kids got released 4 days before graduation, so I wasn't at the bottom. But thank you all. Spread the good word. Let's see you Tuesday. Let's get our budget going, get it passed. Let's all keep moving forward. And thank you all for everything you do for the town of Windsor.
Thank you, Mayor. I got to flip something in our schedule. I have a principal who has a teacher interview, so I'm going to have our proud principal of Windsor High School, Mr. Uwe Sunday, come up next, and I will get back to our regular schedule. Mr. Souza will be right after him, but I know he has to get to a teacher interview, so I'm going to let him come up now.
Good morning, everybody. It takes a village, doesn't it? Yes. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to continue to need that support that you provided to our students for so long. Windsor High School has a proud tradition for developing some very, very successful alumni. In a minute, you're going to see a video here. We have some alumni who are scattered across the country, and they will speak to the impact of Windsor Public Schools on their lives and their careers. Before I get into that, okay, I have a list here. I'm going to read you. You might recognize some of these names, okay, some of these family names. I'm going to tell you what these successful professionals are now doing, okay? So hang tight. Pat Daly, you guys recognize that name? Successful professional photographer. Kristen Hopkins is the president and CEO of Dangers of the Mind. Corey Fulana, you guys recognize that name? Is a police officer in the town of Manchester and is also an entrepreneur who owns a CrossFit. Shannon Heggie, recognize that name? She's a news anchor for CBS in Providence, Rhode Island. Anye Ochibucha, sure I screwed that name up. is the Director of Innovation at Yale. Yeah, pretty impressive. Greg Green, Certified Diesel Mechanic. Gary Nolan, who came back home to teach here. He is in our music department. Ryan Dallaire is a professional athlete in the NFL. Alex Hansen is the Vice President and Business Executive with Citibank. Greg Shuckus is an investment banker with Pegasus in New York City. Emily Ross is the Director of United Nations Relations at the United Nations Foundation in New York City. Michael Hughey, former NFL General Manager, and he's on faculty at Cornell University. Bruce DePriest is a meteorologist. I believe it was class of 74, right? Marina Crisano is a senior administrative assistant here in Windsor Public Schools at the district office. Tracy Peterson is principal at Quantick Elementary School. Jonathan Rush, you might recognize that name. He is a classical conductor who went to Ohio State. His sister is Kimberly Rush, who was also on TV this year. You guys remember the show?
Yeah, The Voice.
The Voice. Okay. The Voice. She came through our program under the tutelage of Ms. White, and her little sister is here right now. Colin Pepin, who is manager at Otis Elevator in Dubai, in Chicago. So clearly, it's clear the impact that Windsor Public Schools has on successful alumni. We're going to ask for your continued support. I'm going to ask Ms. Edwards to play this video. We have 3 alumni who were able to conference call with us and we're able to record it. So we'll share their thoughts with you at this time. I do have to give a good segue. Our last speaker, or he's our first speaker. I believe he's the last, right? Second. Our second speaker is the son of former Windsor High School principal Russell Sills, Robert Sills, who is currently in Georgia. He's a practicing attorney, but he's also a recent father. I believe he had a child within the last week or 2. So he's a little short in sleep, as you can imagine. All right? Okay.
Hello, my name is Jonathan Rush, and I'm an orchestral conductor. Had it not been for my time at Windsor High School, I would be in no way, shape, or form prepared for the opportunities and experiences that I've had post-graduation. Windsor High is where I got my first start conducting, when I got to serve as a marching band's drum major for 3 years, and also serve as a senior advisor with the gospel choir. My time at Windsor High really helped propel me ahead of my colleagues while pursuing my undergraduate degree from The Ohio State University in music education, and now I'm happy to say that I'll be graduating with a Master's of Music degree in orchestral conducting from the Peabody Institute of Johns Hopkins University. Windsor High didn't just help me develop my musical skills, but it helped me develop my leadership skills. I got to serve as the class of 2013 president for 3 years, and also serve as a student representative on the Windsor Board of Education. These skills that I learned at Windsor High School really taught me what it means to be a great leader, and also what it means to be a really effective leader. And these are the skills that I need conducting. Had it not been for these opportunities at Windsor High School, I would have never won the 2018 Respighi Prize in Conducting, which is an international competition. And then I would not have been able to have these international conducting opportunities, most recently with the Nairobi Philharmonic Orchestra in Nairobi, Kenya, where I got to conduct Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker Ballet. I am so grateful for my time and these opportunities that I've had at Windsor High School, and I will never forget it. Thank you so much, Windsor High. Go Warriors.
Remember, he just had a baby.
Looks like he will.
Atlanta, Georgia. For 4.5 years, I was counsel at the Georgia House of Representatives. Worked on legislation to ensure that military family members could find jobs, to make it easier to increase resources and assistance for grandparents and grandchildren, among a number of other things. Now I practice law at the world's largest law firm, Denton's, here in downtown Atlanta. And certainly I'm very fortunate, but I don't think any of that would have happened but for the quality and instruction I received at Windsor High School, and certainly the social education I received as well. I think that Windsor and Windsor Public Schools represent really the best that our country, the public education system have to offer in terms of their commitment to educating individuals from all different walks of life, and giving them all equal opportunities to succeed, to work together, to get to know each other. And I think that that's something that should certainly be preserved. And I certainly don't know where I am today without Windsor Public Schools. I hope that this message conveys the depth of my appreciation for Windsor High School and encourages your support.
Windsor Public School and Windsor is such an incredibly diverse community, and that's very rare around here. And when you go into the real world, when you go to college, when you get your first job, you work with all different types of people. When you go to school, you grow up with all different types of people. You really learn how to get along and build relationships with them. I also had teachers of every kind. So I had teachers that were very approachable and teachers that were very understanding. And I had some very demanding teachers that expected more out of me than I expected out of myself, which I really needed. And that really prepared me for working with bosses of all different kinds. Lastly, Windsor Public Schools, Windsor High School in particular, I developed a relationship with my counselor. She helped me find the college I wanted to go to. She helped me decide or figure out what I wanted to do. Even though we were wrong at the time, she made such an impact on me that when I decided to go back to school, I wanted to be a counselor. I kind of wanted to pay it forward and pass on the impact that she made. So Windsor Public Schools and really the Windsor community helped shape me and made me who I am today. And I'm forever grateful for that.
So clearly you see the national footprint we have and the successful alumni we have. What you saw and what you heard me read is exactly the same outcomes we want for our current students. So with your continued support, we'll be able to make those things happen. So please vote, continue to show for our events, continue to support our kids. As I said earlier, it does take a village. We recognize that, and we thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sunday, and thank you for allowing me to make that switch. I know we missed a tremendous number of alumni. We have doctors, we have many lawyers, we have politicians, people from all over. We also have Lori Foote, who is the director of counseling. Her mom's here today, and so she's the director of counseling in West Hartford Public Schools. And so Lori has a daughter in our district, and we're very proud of Lori's work as well. And get us back on schedule here. I asked our town manager, Peter Souza, to come forward. I spend a lot of time with Peter this time of year. Peter and I are out at many events together, and also with our public forums, which have been pretty well attended this year. So thank you for those who came out to the public forums. And it's he's a great person to spend a lot of time with, and he's also very supportive as the mayor is of our schools, and very interested in what's going on. So without further ado, Peter Souza.
Good morning, folks. How are you? Great. How are you? It's great to be with you again. I very briefly just want to say that Windsor Public Schools produce really well-rounded young adults. As you've seen not only on the video here this morning, the ROTC program, Ben Levesque, who played the national anthem. Ben also is an Eagle Scout candidate, and so I've got to get to know Ben through that process, because a lot of the Eagle Scouts in the community do their projects on town property. And so a lot of the things that you see at some of our parks have been done by these Eagle Scouts, which is just a little bit of what our high school students do. High school students are asked to do community service as part of their graduation requirements. And when you look over the last 5 years, they've done well over 100,000 hours of community service throughout all sorts of different organizations within the community. And I mention that because we're not just creating folks and preparing them to go to college. Because not every student needs or wants to go to college. But even beyond that, we're creating them to be good, qualified, engaged citizens, hopefully in Windsor, but if not in Windsor, wherever they may fall across the entire globe. Because we are in a global economy, and that's what we're preparing our children for. So I thank all of you for supporting the Windsor community, and for you for volunteering in all the different organizations that you do, because that's what makes our community that much stronger, and I would submit stronger than most communities in our region. So thank you very much. Enjoy your morning, and hopefully the sunshine will come out tomorrow.
Thank you, Peter. I'd like to bring up somebody else who I spent a lot of time with this time of year, Board of Education President Leonard Lockhart. We have some other board members who've joined us today. Brian Bosch, you can show everybody who you are. Brian Bosch is a member of Board of Education, Ron Eleveld, and David Fury, our Vice President. So we'd like to thank them for joining us today. And also somebody who's bringing up now, somebody who's very supportive of our students and our work here is Windsor Public Schools. Each and every student, he is concerned about, and so if anything's happening with even one of our students, he's on top of it and very concerned and in touch with us. So I always appreciate his drive to make sure the Windsor Public Schools experience is the best it can be for each and every student. So Leonard Lockhart.
Morning. I see some familiar faces in the crowd that I didn't expect to see this morning. So, Ms. Lang, Ms. Davison. So, good morning to you, each and every one of you. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being supportive of Windsor Public Schools. Thank you for supporting our superintendent and each of every employee that's under his direction. Windsor is that typical American dream. I've always said it. I believe green. I'm a Weaver Beaver, 1987 graduate. I'm very proud of my roots from Hartford, but I am now Windsor. And, the dreams and the hopes and the aspirations that I've had, those that have walked with me, didn't make it to this point. I want to make sure each and every child within the town of Windsor, whether it's the perceived slowest child to the perceived genius, each and every child is on equal footing, and we need to make sure we treat them all the same and make sure they all have the same chances. And you as seniors, you have actually provided that guidance, that support, and you're paying it forth. Many of you do not have children in the school system, and we recognize that. But at the same time, we thank you for being very supportive of our school system. As Dr. Cook stated, we are going through the profile of what is a Windsor graduate going to look like. We need your input. Do we know it all? We know some things, but we want to know what you feel that the next generation of Windsor graduates should look like. So when you put that to paper, we now put that into the form of a plan, and then your budget speaks to that plan. So we want to make sure we put out responsible budgets that's giving you exactly what you want us to produce as Windsor graduates. So I implore and beg you to please fill that out and be part of the process. For my board members that are here and those that are absent, thank you very much for all that you do. Again, Dr. Cook, I always have an opportunity whenever I speak to thank you and your staff, everybody within the school system, teachers, janitors, crossing guards, everybody. They all play a vital role in creating a very conducive environment for education for everyone. If our teachers are happy, they're happy to come to work, they're going to produce for our children, they're going to create great individuals. So I'm very thankful for everyone that's participated in our building. So again, Dr. Cook, thank you very much for putting these type of forums on to the seniors. I truly appreciate you. I really, really do appreciate you when I respond on the fire truck when you call us to come service your needs. So I get to see you on that level as well. So we're creating children that are having that servitude heart. You must have 20 hours of community service in order to graduate from Windsor High School. So we're creating those type of leaders that's going to be paying it forward and giving back to their community. So those are those little twerks that we have in Windsor that's creating those well-rounded students. So that's with the help of you. So again, Dr. Cook, thank you very much for each and everybody underneath your leadership.
Thank you, Leonard. I think we just about caught up on time. And so now is a chance, if you have any questions you want to ask me, I may cheat. I have my Director of Business Services, Danielle Batchelder, here, and I have my Assistant Superintendent of Instruction, Dr. Santasha Oliver, so I may call on them. They know that to answer any questions. Also, we will hang around. The Board of Education members will be here. I'll be here. That if you have any questions that you want to just ask us in private, I know Town Manager Peter Souza's here. If your road is going to be paved, you want to ask him. I always like directing questions to Peter, so be happy to. So, okay, and so I had a question too. You wanted to, at this point, we're planning on closing that survey. I believe it's May 24th, so you have plenty of time to do that. You can go online and use that website. Again, you can go to our website, windsorct.org, and join the survey in that way. We also have tours available for you too, so there are students that if you want a tour of Windsor High School, I always get asked, the high school staff always get asked whenever there's a alumni reunion in town. People want to come back and see the high school. That's not been my experience in other places I've worked, so I know that people want to see this school and see what's inside and see what's changed since the last time they've been here. So again, we have tours, willing to take any questions. If you want to go off and start your day, you're certainly able to do that as well. And so again, thank you for making this the best attended senior breakfast we've ever had, so we really appreciate that. It's great to see a lot of familiar faces and some new ones as well.